Okay, this guy is an ex-children's television presenter who likes sticking his hand up the back of a puppet called Gordon the Gopher, and he expects Christians to act like little Gordon the Gophers, where he can stick his hand up the backside of other people and work their mouth like a puppet. But he's very much mistaken. He looks very much effeminate, and he looks very much like probably he enjoys probably sick things, let's just say. I would suggest, because he really has a hatred for Christianity. He's a hatred for God, a hatred for Jesus Christ, a hatred for the Bible. And then he comes out with love, his definition of love, sticking his hand up the back of a puppet. And I'm not sure what he does in his private life, but in this case we have a teacher who could lose his job for addressing his class, which contained girls in his class, and saying, "Well done, girls." One of these girls being a transgender who wants to identify as a boy, who is trying to, well, who basically complained, I think, and who could lose his job. The man could lose his job because he addressed the girls in the class as girls. And this absolutely little ass puppet right here is trying to put words in people's mouths. If someone is born a girl and they haven't had any operations yet and they still look like a girl, is it wrong to still call them a girl? You know, vice versa. If someone has been born a boy, probably like in this case, Philip looks as if he's been born a male, but maybe he wants to identify as a girl now. Maybe we should just call him Miss Schofield or Mrs. Schofield. I'm not sure what he wants to identify as, but here he is attacking this guy.
For you to be so intransigent.
No, listen, because actually,
let's just hear that
for
again.
Instance, the church.
It doesn't seem very Christian to me for you to be so intransigent.
No, listen. Also,
you're both Christians.
Mm-hmm.
You're both Christians. It doesn't seem very Christian to me for you to be so intransigent.
No, listen, because actually here, for instance, the Church of England today, in their report.
So what he's saying, it doesn't seem very Christian for someone to speak their mind. What the fuck does he think Christians are? Puppets that he can just put on the back of his hand and just I mean, what the fuck does Philip Schofield think a Christian is?
Says that we're all made in God's image, but what it then fails to do is actually point to the next part.
They're wrong as well.
No, what it fails to do is to actually say that we're born in the image of God, male and female. Actually, in a society that's confused, that's a fantastic message of hope. And I think that that's something that society is crying out for. And actually, the kindest thing that you can do for a little child that is gender confused is actually to help them to live in the body that they are. You wouldn't say to an animal.
I mean, look at him looking at it as if it's a shocking thing that she's saying. Humanity has been doing this for thousands of years. The Bible calls a spade, if you know what I'm saying. And Philip Schofield just looks like a little Jesse. He looks as if I think we should just start referring to him as Miss Filipina Schofield, the Satanist.
Have you met transgender parents? Have you sat down and talked to them?
Absolutely we have. And what we're seeing is people that actually, what we're seeing, interestingly, is that whole schools now, for instance, the primary school you had, Nigel and Sally Rowe, here on this sofa just a few weeks ago, they're the ones who, in a sense, have been excluded. This is the man who's been excluded for 10 days. And actually then a whole school manipulating the whole of its ideology and actually forcing all the students and punishing students that don't conform.
Because do you mind if I? Because the students don't really know how to react to. You know, it's not something that.
I mean, this guy is the most educated man in the room. I'm not sure about the woman next to him. It sounds very intelligent, But these two absolute numpties sitting opposite them. I mean, I've heard of playing devil's advocate before, you know, sticking up for the other side, but it just seems as if they want to crush Christianity. They want to crush all forms of natural gender, all forms of truth, all forms of biblical Christianity. They want to crush it between their teeth. That's how I feel Philip Schofield is. What about the elites that are raping and eating children? Do they ever do things on their programme about that? Who rape and eat children, the spirit cooking and all that stuff? And they have this educated, well-educated man who's helping children understand maths, and he's doing a very good job, might I add. There's no question he's doing a very good job. And yet these absolute garbage cans sitting opposite him, we have to put up with these garbage cans talking a load of trash to us all the time. Very, very sickening, to be honest with you.
Not just the subject you're teaching, it's their well-being.
Well, does he look like a pastor to you, Filipina? Does he look like a pastor? He's a teacher. Why don't you go and pastor all the transgender people in the world? Why don't you go and pastor them, Filipina? Yeah? Why don't they have churches for the transgenders that they can get emotional support, and they don't need to put their baggage or their garbage on just everyday people that they're interacting with in the world? You know, why can't they just go to a place where they can identify with other transgenders, leave all their baggage there, come back out into the real world and deal with the real issues that we all face about getting educated, getting jobs, having families? Yes? Well, maybe they're into maybe raping children and eating them. Maybe they are into spirit cooking. I don't know. I really don't know. Be very interested to hear about their opinions on if it's wrong to rape and eat children. Is that wrong? Or is it maybe just a little bit down the line, maybe when they drop the age of consent, maybe to 9 or 10? Do you think they would go along with that? Whatever society is pushing, they'll just jump on the bandwagon and say it's right. You have to move on with the times now. You know, it's okay now to rape children and eat them. You know, you have to move on. And then you're getting Christians standing up, other religious people standing up saying this is wrong. This is wrong according to our holy book. This is wrong according to the Bible or the Quran or whatever it is. What are they going to call us? Intolerant? I suggest they are intolerant about the ways of God and the things of God. They are intolerant about how they've been created in the image of God. And they have a hatred, a vehement hatred for Christians and God himself and Jesus Christ. And it's very, very obvious that they have a vehement hatred for God and his people. And people can see it, man. People can see it, Filipina. People can very much see what you are about and what the elite are about now. Thousands, perhaps even millions of people knowing the truth now about what's happening in the elite and how these TV programs come on and try to brainwash people into their way of thinking. Well, we're not your little puppets, Filipina. We will speak our mind as long as it's free speech. And when they take away free speech, especially, that's when we'll really speak our mind. The fact is, you're both going to hell without Jesus Christ. That's the truth. Both of you from this morning program are going to burn in hell for eternity because you have angered a holy God who has created you, who has given you life, who has given you agenda, who has given you dreams and aspirations for a family if you don't already have families. What if little Filipina here thought he was a girl when he was 6 or 7 years old because he was all the brainwashing, and then maybe he got the operation and couldn't have a family, couldn't have any children? What if this woman here wanted to be a male and she got the operation and she's no longer able to marry and have children? Do you think that would be very fair if like later on in life they actually woke up, they actually maybe prayed to the Lord for 5 minutes, and the Lord dealt with them and gave them their life back, and they wanted to have children, and that privilege was taken away from them by a surgeon because they made a mistake in their life. Yeah, that'd be horrific. That would mean that all of Philip Schofield's children, if he has any, yeah, I don't even know about his private life. He could be bisexual, I'm not really sure. If he has children, just think if he had that operation when he was just a child, and then he changed his mind later on, he would have no family lineage, no wife, no children, no grandchildren, no one. His whole entire family lineage would end just at that single decision. Same with this woman. She wants to be a man when she's born a woman. She's not going to have a family unless she adopts and then carries the family name forward. Why can't we just accept who we are born as, who God has created as, and the fact that God has a plan for our life, as it says in the Bible, not, you know, to prosper us and not to harm us, but we're trying to go against the very creator of the universe, and we are actually going against his plans for us completely. We're rebellious towards God, and therefore we're cutting ourselves off from the very blessings of God if we do that. Now, if these people are playing devil's advocate, and these two people here have a family, and they're only playing devil's advocate, well, they're playing it very well, I can tell you that. Very, very well. The question is, are you this man's puppet? Are you this woman's puppet? Or can you speak your own mind? Can you stand up and speak your own mind? Even if you disagree with the mixed gender thing, you agree or disagree, speak your mind. Go to your little meetings, wherever it is, every night or every weekend. Leave your baggage there and come back out into the real world and deal with your problems. And very good teachers like this should be commended, not suspended.